call?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I can operate under my call, W6AJA, K6FU, and a couple more.
You have a K6 Foxtrot United?
Yeah, I'm not the person that actually is the person that's responsible for that. That's Bobby, K7FX. I'm just the president of the club, but I can use the call.
And I'm a member.
And yeah, Billy's a member. You want to be a member of the club?
How do I do that?
You just say, Andy, you want to be a member of the club?
Andy, you want to be a member of the club?
Okay, you're a member.
Just getting tuned up on the dummy load here. It's our IMD check. 1020. That looks pretty good there. Got pure signal going. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Wow. That minus 55 thereabouts. Perfect. We'll switch over to the antenna.
Actually, I got it canceled because he was dead. And the okay of a close family member, and of course then we got the call, and if anybody disputed it, I still got the note in my drawer here.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you for that, but I wonder, do you think you'd get I wonder if they would issue a license plate with that number on it.
I don't see why not. It's a ham call.
Yeah, it is, but it is another computation. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, sure, but I don't see why they wouldn't.
It'd be funny.
Anyway, a trustee, of Cornell, K7FX is our trustee for that call. But if you're a member, you can use it.
So AJA and FU, and do you have any others?
Oh, sure. W6RUM is a club call.
What's that again?
W6 Radio Uniform Mexico, the one I use on my Whisper, that's a club call.
Oh. RUM. So that's what you use on Whisper?
Yeah, that's, if you look me up on Whisper, that's the one I'm using right now.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Thank you.
That's also Bankhead Springs Amateur Radio Society. That was our very first call.
When did you guys get that?
Oh my God, probably 15, 20 years ago.
Just like yes.
Yeah. Then we got one more. Kilowatt Japan 6 Echo. Echo.
Oh, Echo.
That's a pretty good call.
It is, not bad at all. KJ6E. And what for is that one?
That's the Mount Laguna DX Association.
So you could actually find a need for any of those, is that right?
That's correct.
Wow.
I think I'm going to let some of them go, though. Especially now that cost $35. Like I say, I'm grandfathered in, though, because now we can only have one, be the trustee for only one club station.
Are the members still active?
I'm sorry?
Are the members still active?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of folks around here that members of one club or the other, sometimes both. All you need to form a radio club, as far as the FCC is concerned, is 4 members and a set of bylaws.
What has to be in the bylaws?
Just your standard stuff. Use Cup Roberts Rules of Order. We've got all kinds of examples of stuff there.
Okay. Hey, I haven't heard Bob on RFB. Has he been around?
Not so far today, but of course yesterday was.
Yeah. He was sure nice. He really tried to help me in every way. We just kept running into that stumbling block.
Yeah, I think that was hard. I'm still not quite sure how they're going to, the club call administrator is going to renew the club call, but used to be I could just renew it myself because I have the, what do you call it, the password for all the calls.
Well, it seems to me that what I used originally was my former call sign from way back, K7 Papa Echo. My wife has that call today. But they said, no, that doesn't help. It has to have at least, I think it has to be at least 6 letters.
Yeah, it used to be 5. I had to modify mine to put another one on.
Yeah, with an uppercase and stuff in it.
Yeah, I believe, and one's got to be not a letter.
Yes, right.
So when did they start this passwords?
And when they went to the online filing system, which was probably, 20, 25 years ago, maybe more?
Really? Oh, interesting. I just upgraded not too long ago. Not upgraded, but renewed 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And I didn't remember putting a password in.
I'll bet you did.
Huh. I'm going to look it up.
Now try to get it, go to the FCC ULS and try to get in to modify your call. You don't have to actually do anything, and they're going to ask you for a password.
Yeah, I might do that.
Otherwise, anybody could get on and modify your call. Put you in for a new one or something like that. There's all kinds of mean people out there that would do that very thing. I can think of one off the top of my head that be happier to clam at high tide if we get rid of this call and get a different one. But he can't do it because he doesn't have my password.
No, nobody'd want to do that to you, Andy. Come on.
No, Noel would never want to do that.
Oh, no, not at all.
Anyway, they just made it more difficult, but at least the payment thing is not too bad. They send you the message, and then you go to the site and you just plunk in your credit card and do it that way. That's pretty simple.
Sure take a lot of frustration away.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to do that with the club call.
Are you going through W5YI or are you going to go direct?
Well, I always do it online, so. Because this time it's a club call, it's a vanity club call. I think that's a regular club call. Non-vanity, you can do it online, but if it's a vanity club call, I'm going to have to go through the club, whatever they call it, the club facilitator. Like I think YI is one, AROL is one. Club call administrator is what they're called. So I got to go through them. Now how I do that, I don't know. But I tried doing it online. Actually, I got this one renewed last year, 2 years ago, 21. I got it renewed before the new fee went in by a few months.
When did they go 35?
About a year and a half ago.
Okay. Back in 79, I asked for the K6JNH, which my original call was, and I was WA6PHG then. But at the FCC office, I passed everything, and at the time I asked to have my license come back up with the K6JNH, and they charged me $25. And then later on, Congress was supposed to have reversed that, but I never went ahead and applied for a renewal, for them to send it back to me. But it was $25 back then. Go ahead.
Yeah, they didn't give out refunds.
No.
Heck, when the vanity calls first started, I believe they were $35 or $37 and fluctuated from that price. In fact, I think it was $42 for a while. It fluctuated from that price to zero, and it should be zero. I mean, they're basically paying for what we get out of them. By law, we can't get anything from a ham call, and We can't get anything out of a ham call by law. You know, no remuneration, and you can't cost them $35 for computer time. Come on.
They don't even give us paper anymore. We have to create our own.
Yeah. So I'm totally against this ham fee. Not because I can't afford it. It's just ridiculous. Now, if we could use our ham license to make money, then yeah.
Hello. Good morning, ladies.
Well, like they say, it is what it is.
Oh, that's a Bill's line.
AM radio is nothing
Yeah,
but a
I'm channeling Bill because I want to know if he got into fiddle with his call.
Well, I'm looking at the page. FCC Communications Commission, Universal Licensing System.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my file, but I don't know how to amend it.
I don't remember exactly. Yeah, anybody can look at your file on the FCC, but to renew or anything like that, I could probably go over to the page, and I don't think I want to do that right now. But yeah, to redo any changes to your thing, you got to have a password.
nothing but a glorified sea beard.
Yeah, okay. Well, it doesn't give me a chance to, from what I can see, change anything. But, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not counting them, but I was just curious.
Okay, let me go look and see how you do that.
No, that's okay, Andy. No, I'm going to get out of it. I'll work it out later.
AM radio is
Well, now you got me curious.
CB radio. Hello, good morning, ladies.
I got to go into Eisenhower and have a C-scan today at 4 o'clock. So let's get ready to do it now. Take care, guys. Nothing serious, just for the normal thing. Catch you later at 7:03, and look forward to another chat tomorrow. W6L.
Shut up, dummy.
All right, Bob. All right, so we're going to scan and see if you got a brain.
Hey, pull my finger.
They're going to be surprised when they find nothing there.
All right, 73 Street. You have a good evening. W6LZY, K6SNB.
When you tell the truth about it.
W6LZY, clear.
I gotta stop having faggots, put dicks in my mouth.
I'm just a big fat nit.
Get out of here, you faggot.
It's 6 emergency for the hell of it. I'm a convicted registered sex offender.
This guy, am I the only one on frequency who's got a call sign?
This is W6WBJ.
Call away, AD, and don't come back. You're not allowed on this frequency. Boy, that hemorrhoid itches.
I do start to get turned on taking it up the butt.
this is ANAN-7000. Yeah, I'll be shit-faced.
Yeah, I think I screwed mine up.
Is anybody here?
You did what?
Well, I tried to access my call sign and maybe change it if I wanted to, and somehow I don't have the right password anymore.
Really?
Yeah, at least not that I can tell. The other night when I was trying to get that club call renewed, I associated all the different calls with one FRN. I think I screwed it up, so I don't know. I don't have to renew this one for another 8 years. I'm not going to worry about it till then. And the other club call, I'll just hopefully the ARRL can figure it out. It's a mess.
So the FRN is different than the password?
Oh yeah, the FRN is your registration number, actually, whatever they want to call it. Federal registration number for your call sign. Your password is something completely different.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I found a spot where it says, forgot my password.
Yeah. If I have to, I'll just get a brand new password for the call sign. I mean, I've got all these damn call signs, and they all used to have the same password until they made me associate them together with one FRN, and probably should have never done that.
Yeah, I mean, I just renewed in 18, I think it is, so had to have a password to do that, right?
Yep.
Huh, I guess I didn't write it down. Terrible.
Well, don't you have a
In something, right?
5 years ago, and they were from the suburb of LA. He was an accountant and did really well, and so they bought the place and transitioned their way up. Became initially a vacation rental for them, not a rental, a vacation home for them, and then eventually they went up there full time. So he made it to, I think, about 88 maybe, and the wife is about 90, and she's in some assisted living in the region. So anyway, she was ready to go to the assisted living 5 years ago, but he was stubborn and said, "I'm not going anywhere. You're dragging me out of here," and they did.
Yeah, I can't remember if I ID'd or not. I think I did. KA6RCZ just in case. Well, anyway, it's a very nice area. So I'm not going to lie. We made a deposit on a safari for next year, and it'll take that long to pay for it because it's expensive.
Was that like Africa and all that?
Affirmative.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do this. I'm gonna go have a safari on YouTube, or go find. I have virtual reality now over here. They have that local now. They offer that for, I think, $5 or something. So I can pretty much go anywhere, Dan.
Yeah, you don't really have to actually go anywhere anymore. And sometimes I think to myself, I'm over it because I get tired of the getting on and off airplanes and all the kind of hassle of getting places and getting home. It's work, but some of the places you go are just like Costa Rica. We stopped in Costa Rica for a day on our Panama Canal cruise and visited a coffee plantation, and that was pleasant, but didn't really get a sense of the place as well as we did on this trip, spending 10 days there. And we stopped for a day in Panama and Colombia and Nicaragua. So Central America is great, and a lot of Americans go down there and fall in love with the place and just end up staying.
Yeah, I know Costa Rica is home to a lot of expats and all that stuff. So, yeah, exactly what you described. I'm over it. I did it for 30 years in radio. I was a national program director, VP of programming. I traveled all over the U.S. to service the radio stations, and I enjoyed the people. I enjoyed the job, especially because I got to fly on other people's money and eat at places that were like Ruth Chris and five-star Morton restaurants on other people's money. But once 9/11 hit and it effed up flying in terms of how easy it used to be, I pretty much said, you know what, I'm done. I'm over it, and now I don't really trust a lot of the cleanliness to everything, and so I'm just kind of over it. I did it for 30 years. I was on the road sometimes 6, 7, 10 weeks at a time, and I am done.
I don't blame you. Well, I did 25 years of being a road warrior, but my territory was, as a rep, independent rep, self-employed, was Northern California and Northern Nevada. So unlike you, who's schlepping around on airplanes all the time, I was mostly schlepping around behind a windshield. So I would spend a few days behind my desk. Then I'd hop in my car and spend a few days behind my windshield and kind of come, out and back. So I'm sort of like, if somebody suggests, let's go for a drive, I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, so you're like that. See, I don't mind the drive. Like, I wouldn't mind going up to Pismo. I can leave here at 6 in the morning and I can be at Pismo about 8:30, quarter to 9. And I could spend the whole day there, and then I could just come home after 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, and be home before midnight easy. So that would be a good day trip for me.
I'm not sure I saw any bagel shops in Israel.
Well, you know what I mean. Middle Eastern food. I can go to a let's just say Middle Eastern. I can go to the bagel shop, of course, and or I can go to some Greek restaurants and some other Middle Eastern things and get the experience here. And then I can watch a YouTube video on, say, Petra, one of the places I'm fascinated with over there, which is way outside of anything. You have to do private tours way out in the boonies. I think it's in Jordan. But anyway, so I'd rather just eat my food here and go watch a YouTube video. I can do virtual reality now for a lot of stuff, including scuba diving and any and everything you can imagine. And so I'm just fine. AI6J.
K6RCZ. Well, I've been to Israel twice, and I can state categorically that you cannot find the food here anywhere like the food you get there. There's no comparison. It's nowhere near as good, and there's not a virtual reality game on the planet that can substitute for sitting down in some of those restaurants over there and the fresh food that you'll be served, the fresh hummus and pita bread and laffa bread, the shooks, the marketplaces, they're unlike anything over here. So, you know, you can go through it in the virtual reality, but you can't smell it, you can't touch it, it's just not the same. So I'm not telling you what to do. It doesn't matter to me if you don't want to go, but I loved going to Israel.
Hey, Dan, I tell you what to do all the time. Hey, I fix you.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing well. You're home, huh?
Yep, I'm home.
I can't keep track of you, man. You're gone 1 minute and back the next.
Yeah, I guess you two ladies know each other.
Yeah, we're not too far away. So I heard from Brian about possibility of giving you a ride up to that get-together for the 7235 net, and I can do that. The only problem is I'm going on a camping trip the same day. It's not that far from here, but I'm probably not going to stay as long. So if it would be possible for you to find a different way home, that might be okay, or if you don't want to necessarily stay as long.
He said he'd take me home.
What's that?
He said he would take me home.
Okay. So yeah, so that should be okay. I think I can do that. I don't remember exactly where you live, but sometime between now and then, I can refresh on your address and all that stuff. Don't tell me now because I'll forget by then.
5 Minute Information Row, remember?
Oh yeah, it's probably on QRZ.
It is. That's right. Even Al's been here. I call him Al. I don't know what you call him, but I call him Al.
We go pretty far back, right, Chris? What was your old call?
My old call is WB6 Tango Juliet Sierra.
Did I know you on 65 back on 40 meters back in the mid-70s?
39, 70, 65? Yeah, a little bit. I wasn't very active then, though. I was kind of, I was working and, between new group and all that jazz. I wasn't a whole lot of very active, but I heard you out there.
Oh, you were, that's right, okay. So, of course, I know Gary, and I know Dan, you know Gary, K6SP. So, Chris and I kind of overlapped, I think, with some of those friends. In the mid-70s, as a group of troublemakers on 3965. Of course, I was a young punk, but I was a troublemaker. And so Chris knew a lot of those folks up there. A lot of them are still with us. A lot of them are gone. But, yeah, that goes back to 3965. And, Dan, when did you get licensed?
I got licensed in 1981. I don't think I got my general till 82.
Yeah, but you were around when some of that shenanigans were going on, probably with West Cars. I was never a West Cars guy. A lot of the guys on 3965 would go down there and jam Uncle Bill and all that stuff, but I never did any of that. But I knew there was kind of 2 or 3 groups. There was the 3965 group that used to interact and bother the 3922 group with Ralph and Paul. And then there was the West Cars group that was sort of like a split off from that would go up and hassle the crap out of Uncle Bill on 7255. And then now Andy is up there. Andy was part of those troublemaking punks back when he was WB6TFG. So I go way back, almost to Marconi and Tesla.
Yeah, well, I got you beat by, 67, yeah.
That's early. Wow, you're an early pioneer, man. And you were also old enough to really know what the hell was going on with the Beatles, whereas I was just a little young.
Yeah, well, you know, Dave, DIO, he and I were in the same pretty much the same league. There's EBX, Zep, and Mike, ABK, and some of those guys.
Did you know Dave in Vegas?
ABK, not personally. No, never met him.
Okay, but you used to know him and talk to him on the radio?
Yeah, I didn't talk to those guys much. Hey, I didn't get involved in all the shenanigans. I didn't get involved in that.
You know what? I had talked to a guy about 2-3 weeks ago. I think I was up the band on 7222 or whatever. And he was Dave's brother. IVK's brother is a ham, and he lives somewhere in like Montana or Idaho or somewhere up there. And we got talking, and he said, "Yeah, my brother's gone, but he used to be a ham." And I'm like, I don't know. I kind of figured it out. I said, "What's your brother's called?" He said, IVK. And I'm like, oh my gosh, man, he was friends with all my friends back in the 70s.
Yeah, Dave, I forget his brother's name. Yes, he was AK7 something.
I have it in my logbook. I'd have to dig it out. I keep a written logbook now, so, wow. So anyway, you were pretty much in there, Dan. I mean, you were a little bit years after me. I was licensed in 73. Chris has got me beat by 6 years. And Mark, I think, was late 70s. So, yeah, there was a lot of history, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I lived in the Bay Area till I met Chris. Didn't move over here till, I don't know what year it was, 87, 88, or something like that. Got married in 89, so I was probably here at least a year prior to that, maybe 2. But don't think I had, well, I guess I did have a station in my house in Oakland, but I don't remember any of that stuff, so I don't think I was getting into all that.
Well, that's when you caught the tree on fire. I remember that story.
Yeah, I've caught a few things on fire along the way here.
Oh, yeah, me too. But nothing to call the fire department about. And the reason I broke in here, because you guys were talking about food and all that. Yeah, I'd like going to Italy. You know, they don't have pizza in Italy, right?
Yeah, they actually do. We ate pizza in Rome. It's not the same as the pizza here.
Oh, sure, that's the case. Hummus, well, we make our own. It's always better what you buy, but I remember my mom used to make that hummus back in the mid-70s when you couldn't buy it anywhere, you know? And it was good.
Yeah, well, in Israel, it's like on a whole different level.
Well, I'm sure it is. I'm sure. I have a friend that just went over there. Just got back. He was there, 3 weeks? I forget.
Hello. No, doesn't look like it's amplifying to me.
So Al, while we were talking about Israel, I looked over at my computer and it's gone to the scrolling photos from Apple Photo, and the pictures from Israel were popping up on the screen just coincidentally, or was it?
See there?
I must
Once
have blown
again.
the circuit again.
Once again, the Almighty is always watching.
Yeah, my circuit went out again, so I'm barefoot. AI6J.
Well, there's a very slow novice sending CW I could just barely hear in the background. Anyone else hearing that?
Yeah, I am. It's like a beacon.
Oh, okay. Well, I can almost hear it. And I could possibly copy it if I paid attention to it, but because it's pretty slow. I still know the code, but not really fast. Oh, is there a beacon on 7200 or something?
No idea.
A lot of these photos that keep popping up are from various motorcycle rides and different motorcycles that I've owned over the years, and it's kind of fun to see that. Like, man, all those good trips that I took, all those friends that I had, some of them aren't even around anymore, but I still enjoy seeing the photos.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one I'm hearing it better on, the Carson City radio or the Fallon one. I've got the Fallon in my other ear, making sure that this thing's sounding okay.
Sounds absolutely just fine to me.
Yeah, and let's see, I am running Pure Signal, and it is working, so it is corrected. Excellent.
Oh, it's clear. It's like a paint roller on the waterfall.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I'm doing like 250, almost 300 watts.
Especially on an ALS 600. Those things get pretty hairy if you try to drive them. I can't. I've got one here. I can never get 600 watts out of it, or barely.
Yeah, I think if you're getting 600 watt peaks, you're probably doing pretty good.
I think it's more like 350 to 500 was what I was getting out of mine.
Well, considering there's barefoot.
No, that's about a S7. I can still hear you. You're fully readable, but it's definitely easier to hear you with it on.
Well, let's see. Hello, radio. That's about 10 watts.
That was S9.
Well, I guess the band is running in our favor right now. Anyhow, the Hermes seems to be working right now, and this is the Fiduce microphone.
Well, it sounds good here. KA6RCZ at 501. Almost time for me to head on to the other side of the house and turn on the television.
What's on the other side of the TV?
Well, the other side of the house where the television is.
Oh, Roger. Sounds like this is running a bit hot. I'm not terribly close to the microphone. So let's see if I back off. It dies down a little bit, but I'm hearing room echo.
Did we lose Al?
I'm here.
Yeah, it's really something. I used to jump on a motorcycle and go far, far away. Don't do that anymore.
You know, I used to do the same thing. I've got 2 Harleys still, but I have not registered either of them in 2 years.
Well, at the last 2 I had a Harley Davidson and a BMW, and both of them were sitting in the garage and costing me about $1,000 a year between them for insurance and tax and registration tags. So I decided it was time. So every now and then I go, wow, I really like doing that, but I just don't see myself out on motorcycle rides anymore. I'm doing it with a hard-sided trailer and sleeping in a bed.
Yeah, well, I used to be out with the motorcycle club, so I was out all the time. Not anymore.
Yep, we were always out too. We'd be going to Death Valley or Colorado or Montana or New Mexico or Baja, and just going on all these different. Some of these were BMW gatherings. Some of them were other groups. Met a bunch of people that used to go to Death Valley every year. Death Valley is a lot of fun if you ride an enduro, because there's all kinds of roads, dirt roads that you can take as long as you've got a legally licensed motorcycle.
Yeah, the enduro, refresh my memory. It's one of the on-road, off-road kind of all-terrain bikes.
Yeah, it's a kind of a, not really a full-on dirt bike or motocross bike, but it's a bike that doesn't mind continuing down the road when the pavement ends, but it's licensed. So Harley's making one now, the Panamera, I think it's called, or Panamerica, that they're making, and it's supposed to be a pretty nice dual sport bike. My BMW 1200s and 1150s, they were dual sport bikes, and then I had some smaller ones like a KLR 650, Suzuki DR 650, I had a BMW 900 vertical twin, water cooled. So yeah, those bikes were all bikes. You'd load them up with saddlebags and tank bags and more of an upright riding position than a Harley, but they were designed to go. They were perfectly happy going down curvy roads, leaning over, and they were perfectly happy when the pavement ends. You know, you're not racing down the dirt, but you're perfectly capable.
Okay, yeah, that's one thing I have not done. I've not played around with the off-road stuff. I played around in the dirt, actually.
Well, yeah, I was a street rider. I never learned how to ride in the dirt, so I had to go. I actually took a couple classes because it was news to me. Everything's backwards on the dirt. You weight the opposite side of the bike and things, like when you're turning, it's just different. So I went and got a little bit of formal instruction. But a lot of the guys I rode with, they grew up on dirt bikes, so they could ride a dirt bike like it was an extension of their brain. And I always envied those guys. I had to really think about it.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like anything else, right? You do it long enough, you get really acclimated to it, and it becomes just an extension of you. Kind of like these guitar players that are virtuosos, they don't even have to think about it; they just do it.
Absolutely. Well, I recall going to Baja. In fact, a picture just popped up from that. I'm watching all these slideshows go by, and on the BMW, that was an 800, not a 900, 800 twin. And I just recall it was getting late. We were trying to get up to a place called Mike's Sky Ranch, which is on the Baja race route. And we were staying the night up there, and so they've got a little hotel up there and not indoor, but inside the compound swimming pool. So we had to kind of get going because it was going to get dark, and we went up this dirt road to get up there, And it was to the point where there was no time to think about it. We just need to get there. So the next day when we came back down, I saw what I rode very fast up. And I thought to myself, yeah, you know, I can actually do this when my brain doesn't get in the way.
AI6J.
KA6RCZ.
Jeff, did we lose you?
Oh, no, I'm still here. You're actually coming up here too.
Yeah, I had to reset the breaker again. So what happened was I blew my breaker, Jeff, about a half hour ago because I was running my portable air conditioner and my amplifier at the same time. So I figured it out. I went out there and I turned the breaker back on, and then the amplifier and everything powered back up in the ham shack. Little did I know that the air conditioning unit also came back on. So I thought it would have to be turned on manually again. It actually was on, so I can run them for a while at the same time, but it blew the circuit again because it actually powered back up. So I kind of figured that out. So I went back on, turned on the circuit, and I went up, and yep, sure enough, the air conditioning portable unit came back up automatically. So now it's off.
Okay, I got you. Well, yeah, I could see where that would be an issue.
Yeah, it's too much amperage. And I'm in a probably, I don't know if it's a 200 amp box, but you know, it's an old house, so you know, things don't work. You know, when I own a 220, I'm running power, you know, the amplifier off of 110, and I'm running another circuit, or not, probably the same circuits for plugs and lights off of the other high drawing amperage device, which was the portable AC unit. So Kapowie, I figured out I can't run them at the same time, not for very long anyway. I'm guessing I modulated, overmodulated, but took it out.
Okay. Do you have your processor on right now?
Say that again?
Do you have your processor on right now?
I do. Is it annoying or is it helpful?
No, because you're plenty loud. You could turn it off. I think you'd be just fine.
All right, processor off, AI6J, Kenwood 520. How's that over?
Oh, still a solid S9.
And did it clean it up?
Oh, yeah, big time. It's not sandpapery.
Oh, Roger. Dan, do you notice any difference? No processing?
Well, I feel like you started talking louder as soon as you turned off your processor, but your echo went away.
Echo?
Yeah, I don't hear any echo.
Oh.
But, yeah, I didn't... I noticed that it was on, but it wasn't really bothering me.
Oh, Roger. Well, it's good
I was
to know
just
it
trying to figure
actually
out if
works.
that's
I
what...
don't really use it all the time. But sometimes if I'm talking to somebody who says, you're weak, I can barely hear you, I'll process. But usually it'll break through some high noise.
Okay. It does work. It brings your average signal up, makes you louder. So I'm running some power right now, so you're probably not having any trouble hearing me.
No. But when I had my amplifier offline, I figured I probably needed it.
Anyway, yeah, you weren't that strong, but I was hearing you 100%. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to go in the other room for a little bit and see what's going on, maybe a little snack or a little beverage or something. So enjoy hearing you guys and chatting it up, and I'll catch you guys again. Here's KA6RCZ in Sacramento signing off.
See you, Dan. Good to hear you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Dan. Yeah, Dan, good to hear you. And nice pictures from your vacation, too. I was admiring those while I was on vacation. Anyhow, we'll catch up with you later. K5 BLS Carson City.
AI6J Camarillo.
And if you noticed, I was checking yours out, too. I was clicking on them, so it's always nice to know there's people out there giving you some feedback. See you later. KA6RCZ.
As long as it's positive feedback.
So, Jeff, what's going on? How's the return to work over?
Well, I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll have a 2-day work week.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So tomorrow will be the D-Day, I'm sure.
All righty. Are you feeling relaxed?
Yeah, kind of indifferent. I figured, what are they going to do to me in 2 days? It's the end of a pay period, so if they want to try to fire me, then please do. Go ahead.
No, I'd say your goal is to try to stay in the vacation mindset zone for as long as you can and relax.
Yeah, I think just out of whatever you call it, general practice or good practice. There you go, good practice. I'm going to administer myself a COVID test before I go to work tomorrow, because if I have it, I'm calling off sick.
Right. Well, they've also, I guess they just started, well, maybe a little bit while you were gone, they've rolled out the new COVID brand for the fall, over.
Oh, there must be an election coming up.
Yeah, there is next year. They've rolled out the new brand, and the pharmaceuticals are all smiling.
Oh, fantastic. I wonder if they're going to release the killer bees again.
Oh, yeah, well, they've got the renewed deals with Moderna and Pfizer, so all those guys are all stocked up again. They bought them on the dip, and now they're doing their brand rollout, which they really announced back in May, I think. They said there'd be a new COVID brand rollout coming in the late summer or fall, and I guess we're about here.
Huh, interesting. I wonder if this scent will stink just as much as the last one. But, it's interesting how the money rolls around.
Well, they only typically roll it out as much as they have to get attention and to try to get a certain number of the population to take the new booster and or new vaccines, because that's where all the money is. You are, if you were a government criminal. Anyway, what was he doing there? He was fighting Yellow Jackets over the last few. He had to haul some branches and shrubs left over from us.
Briefly heard, as I was panning through yesterday, that he took a bath in the, what do they call that? Is it not euthanasia? Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's a lot of resistance. Well, Wyoming is a lot of desert, and most people don't know that. I thought it was like, it's like the Tetons, and it's like beautiful parts of Montana and Jackson Hole, and no, it is not. It is a lot of old, scrappy, chaparral area that's kind of vacant and like a living hell, almost like Palmcaster and the high desert out here, the Mojave Desert.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when we went across there, the rocks were bouncing because of the wind, and it managed to crack the windshield on the moving truck and my car that I was towing behind me.
Yeah, that does suck.
Oh, it was expensive.
Oh, Roger. Anyway, what else is going on? So you're going back to work. That's what, Thursday. So you'll have a 2-day work week. Well, that's a good way to break in, right?
Yeah, and I considered taking the other 2 days, but I didn't actually anticipate taking the 3 days this week. I left them as an option. So I just decided to go ahead and take them.
Yeah, good for you. And does your wife work, and is she off as well?
Oh, no, I'm not married. Don't have to worry about any of that.
Oh, why am I thinking that you were married and you went on a trip with a lady, no?
No, I took my mom and about 11 or 12 other friends.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, very good. I didn't realize that. So how did your mom like the trip?
Oh, she loved Bermuda. It was, it was very nice. Of course, very tropical. She just wished that there was more stuff to do on the ship that wasn't quite as noisy. So, spoken like someone that's not so tolerant of the younger crowd.
Roger. I have a friend of mine that lived in Houston that moved back to Connecticut. He's married to a gal whose family's from Bermuda, and so they still vacation there all the time. They go down from Connecticut straight on down, and yeah, they've been there a lot.
Well, I'm sure it's not too expensive for them.
Yeah, I don't know. Could you go straight in, you think, out of Connecticut, or they got to stop in Florida?
The cruise that we took left from Boston, so it went straight down there.
Roger. You were saying you wish that you had more time in Bermuda before the trip. Once you went to Bermuda, was that confirmed?
Oh, yeah. I wish I would have had more time to explore the island and swim in the ocean and taken a little bit more of the local sites. Everything was beautiful there. It was very, very clean.
Well, why don't you just forget a damn cruise and just go straight to Bermuda?
Yeah. The thought has crossed my mind, especially since I can renew the DX license and then take my radio stuff with me.
Yeah, well, that would have been a thing to do, but are there, I don't hardly ever remember talking to Bermuda on the radio.
People go, oh, okay, you want some chatter? And then they give you 3 words. This is kilowatt number 6, Fox Easy Juliet. And don't you hate it when people go, oh, okay, you want some chatter? And then they give you 3 words. This is kilowatt number 6, Fox Easy Juliet. Oh, yeah, that's definitely hammered crap. Let me see if I can figure out where that's coming from.
Tennis and stuff.
What are the call signs in Bermuda?
Victor Papa 9s.
Okay, so that whole Victor Papa thing, which of course I've...
Let's see. Let me turn the amp off. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did that clear it up?
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I'm on the doublet. Let me go take a look outside, see if there's a problem with the doublet.
I know that I've worked Victor Papa 2 a bunch, I think. But don't ask me where it is. There used to be a Caribbean net on 7192 or 7194, late at night, overnight, like till 1 or 2 a.m. And I don't know if they're still there, but I looked them up online. They had a website and everything. And there was a guy that worked at the commercial radio station in the Caribbean area when he was in, and I don't remember even what country it was anymore. I'll also look up and see if there's still a ham radio Caribbean net. It was like in the middle of the night on 7194, I think.
Yeah, actually, they do still have that, and I have not been able to remember to stay up and check that out.
Yeah, it was very, very cool, and they would have check-ins from islands all over, and I worked a whole bunch of them, and they had, like, some Cubans would come in, some Grenadas, some, what else, Kirks and Caicos, and all that stuff. They were all around. It was really like a Caribbean island net.
Yeah, I just don't remember what countries they were. I haven't worked too many islands. The last one I got, I think, was off the coast of Africa, and I'll be darned if I can remember what it was. But it's so small, I had to zoom out to see exactly where that island was.
Clean. Okay, Kilowatt 6 Fox Echo Juliet. Isn't that interesting? Well, let's see if I can figure out what I moved around.
You're still on frequency, though.
Remember the maritime net part.
Did that help? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Switch something. Do it again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me run into the other room real quick. I'll be right back. K5BLS.
AI-68. Oh, Virgin Islands would check in too. I just pulled that up. Oh, 7188. This might be it. I think that's it. 7188.
The friendly net.
Meets daily at 1000 Zulu. So it's probably... Chew, early bird, regular, and it's called the Friendly Net. That's sounding familiar. And it's the largest 40-meter net in the Caribbean region. There's another one called the Hummingbird Net. It also meets at 7159, but the other one's way bigger. Anyway, I don't know if you heard any of that, but I was reading it.
Wait a minute.
What's that?
About the guy on Hank Helping Ham, whatever that one is, K9RM.
I don't know. What are you talking about? Which one?
I don't know what it is. It used to be Hank Helping Ham, W2 Triple H. Triple H net.
Oh yeah, well I know the Triple H net, but I don't know where the station's from.
I don't know anymore. You know.
Right. The friendly guy, the friendly jerk. Anyway, this is 7188. And Chris is 6 a.m. or 12, let's see, from 10, I don't know Zulu, so you do.
Okay, wait a minute. 10 a.m., that's,
the rack here. I don't think so. Well.
So they're going to give me some more. So I'm bringing the little laptop computer, and I'm bringing my Kindle reader, and a lunch, and my water bottle, and I'll sit there and do my thing. And so I got to be there at 9, and I think you get out about 6 hours later, about 3 o'clock. So that'll be okay. My wife's going to be real nice and come out to take me and then to pick me up. So that'll be good. Anyway. Let's see. There's some other notes here, but I can't read them as usual because I got too many names. Okay, over to Bobby. F6, GPV to F6, KXG.
Okay, thank you, Mike. I have 16 also, if we count the gentleman that checked in without a license. So really a big group today. Excellent. And I pretty much shot my wad on the first go-around here, so I'm going to send it over to Zippy, ZRP, to take it from N6 GPV.
Well, thank you, Bobby. And you know what Larry was talking about, and the hacking and stuff like this. Most of you guys never don't know, but my wife was in. She worked at the Lockheed Credit Union, and she was in the IT department. And I remember talking to one of her friends that worked there that was in charge of security. And they told, and this was just a couple years ago, so 6 or 7 years ago. Anyway, the gal said that the banks, any bank or any of the financial institutions like that get attacks every day. And she said they get approximately 100 attacks a day, per day, by people trying to hack into the credit union so that they can, obviously steal money and get access to accounts and things like this. And I'm sitting here thinking, that is just unbelievable. It's only a matter of time. So, that somebody's going to be successful. But this gal has to work, her and her department spend, 8 hours a day or more, looking at these hacks and trying to make sure that they don't have any holes in their security and all that kind of stuff. It's incredible. Not simple anymore. It's as complicated as can be. Anyway, that's all I have, so let me turn it over to, let's see, it goes over to Tom, CFX. And by the way, so I'm listening on a Drake tube, boat anchor here, basically, but it's a nice radio. I am hearing everybody excellent tonight. Just great signals all the way around. So, Tom, go ahead and pick it up. CFX from KE6 and ZRP, Zippy.
Okay, well, thank you, Zippy. Yeah, the thing with these banks, they love to advertise FDIC, covered, protected. You're good for $200,000, and then you start reading the fine print. It says as long as the money holds out, that's what they'll say. But I tell you, it's so annoying. Larry, I know what you're talking about. I get these notices, CalPERS, we've been hacked, Blue Shield, we've been hacked, Union, we've been hacked. I get investment portfolio companies, they're third somebody, they've been hacked. I mean, I could spend all day long just enrolling in Experian and all these other programs. And I'm getting notices back now from some of them saying you're already enrolled. So what are you going to do? Anyway, that's it for me. Looks like it's about dinner time. At least I got to get out and feed the dog. So 73-1 and all. Everybody's got a great signal tonight. And we'll talk with you hopefully tomorrow if I get back to Riverside early. So over to you, Mike. IIS is KK6 the XF. Good night.
Good night, Tom.
Good night, Tom.
7-3.
Mike, check.
That's right. I had him crossed off. Even goes to Larry. IQ. Go ahead, Larry.
Wow, that was fast. Okay, let me shut this air conditioner off because it's right here. It's right by the air conditioner unit. I'm sure there's some background noise. Yeah, that was 16 of them, huh? That's pretty good. And, well, of course, you didn't count the bootlegger, but that's all right. He'll be back out here. He sounds like a nice fella. A lot nicer than most of the bootleggers I come across. So I give him credit for that, and I hope to hear him again because of that. Sometimes you get some people out here, and then you can't run them off. There was a guy on a 440 repeater over here, and so he started speaking Spanish, thinking that, nobody could hear him or nobody could understand him or nobody could talk back to him. So I flipped the lip and I told him, no, you got to get out of here, So finally it got through his head, and I haven't heard him since. So maybe he did, maybe he didn't. It is for me, an easy thing to think about getting a license now, because the worst has been behind me. But I think that everybody, once they start doing it, will find, especially with the question and answer pool there. But I think if you get a good informative book, like that one by Gordon West that explains things, it makes it so much more interesting than just firing back and forth with question and answers and trying to remember all that pool. All right, with that, I'm going to make this my last as well. And we're going to go see what we can drum up for dinner and leave the windows open with the fans on. And I think it'll be a bearable kitchen night today. So, let's see. IZ to take it from KN6IQ.
Good night, Larry.
7-3.
7-3's Larry.
Good night, Larry. This is 86IZ in the group. And, I heard another story in the office today. You know, teachers who are getting ready to retire should absolutely make an appointment or go into a local member service center from the state teachers retirement system, because they can look up information about your history that another person who doesn't work for them doesn't have access to that history. This one lady in the office was doing a group, and she was informed by one of the members of the group who told about a teacher that they know who's retired is helping other teachers fill out their retirement application for $50 each. And I mentioned, I said, that's really unethical and irresponsible to do that, because that person is, even if they did it for free, they weren't helping the teachers, because there is information that might be in their history that might enable them to improve their situation by not retiring on that particular date. So, and a person who is working outside of the system wouldn't have that information, wouldn't know about it. So that sort of thing. That person that was in the group refused to divulge the name of the teacher who was doing it, but the person running the group said, that's outrageous. It can be done free here in the office. You don't need to pay anybody for that, and it's irresponsible to do it that way anyway. Okay, this is 86IZ. Goes over to Harvey, WIQ.
Well, I've had my debit card hacked a number of times in the past, and what I started doing, I started using PayPal as much as I could. Some places, PayPal isn't an option, but wherever it is an option, I'll take that option, because, I figure the fewer places that have my information, the better. So, and as far as I know, when you buy something with PayPal, you don't, a lot of your information isn't given out. I mean, it's paid through PayPal, and the company receives its money, and so that's all they care about anyway. And and so far it's worked for me. I've done better paying mostly through PayPal. Unfortunately, like I said, not all places give you that option, but I think it's a good option to take. All right, I'll send it over to Tom, KAN, from KD6 WIQ.
Yeah, okay, Harvey. First of all, I want to apologize. I think I jumped in behind Zippy and cut a whole bunch of you guys out. I think he might have said KAN, but maybe he just said Tom, and I was slightly grabbed the mic real quick, and then I realized, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be here. So anyway, I apologize for any inconvenience. And Todd, thanks for the comments. I got really freaked out with the dog situation. And one of the things that really was bothering me was that she didn't have her collar on, and that's where all of her ID was. Even though she has an embedded chip, I guess there's not too many people that can read those chips except the vets. So, anybody else, she's wandering around, they pick her up, they wouldn't know that she belonged to somebody else. So, anyway, we were really lucky to get her back, and that was a big relief. I think I was as traumatized as the dog. Anyway, all's well that ends well. 80 degrees was the top here today. Kind of a nice day. Not too hot. So anyway, I'm going to say 73s. I'm supposed to go to a Bible study group. And so far, every time I've been there, they're not studying the Bible. So it's going to be maybe an exercise in futility. So over to you, Ken, and glad you're feeling better. And hopefully you'll eradicate. Now that you've had it, you probably won't get it again. W6BQZ, W6KAN. Everybody have a good evening.
Good night, Tom. Good night, Tom. Take care. Yeah, I panic thinking of the thought of after dark somehow our dog gets out, and trying to find him and stuff. Yeah, but he's got microchips. He's got tags on his collar, all sorts of things. So. And everybody in the neighborhood knows him, I think, just from walking in the neighborhood. That helps, too. So, take care. Have a good one. And over to Ken, BQZ.
Okay, fellers. Okay, Tom. Take care. Have a nice day. Nice, interesting story about the dog. Yeah. Is he? What do people ask you? What is he? Does he bite or whatever they ask you? He said you should have said no. He's just pissed. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Anyways, and banks. Yeah. The jokes could go on. I've had problems with banks before when I'm trying to hack into them. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, it's, you can tell the COVID's gotten to me. You mentioned it. Tom said, maybe you won't get it again now that you've had it. I had it a year and a half ago. So, I don't know. But the thing is I get the shot. That's what I do. And I figure, if I didn't have the shot, maybe I'd end up in a hospital from what
So, anyway, here we are, AI6J with Chris, AI6U, and Les, and Jeff, did you come back? DLS, Jeff? No, you're gone? I guess Jeff went away. Or the band changed, maybe.
Well, signals are coming up. Are you still here, Chris?
As attendee. Hello, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going anywhere?
I'm just checking down below.
I don't hear anything now.
No, I'll just checking things. Everything's all good. Hey, I fix you. Well, Chris, I got rid of the amplifier and the tuner. Nice. Was it SwapNet or a Keyword Z or a QTH, or how did it go? Let's see. QTH got the Palstar, HF Auto, and local DX Club DX Club member here in the Valley got the Alpha 9500. Oh, nice. Good. You got some money in the bank, and you ready to buy something else? Well, I did. I bought the Tuner Genius, and I bought the Power Genius amp. Both of them, they work beautifully. Just plugged in the flex. It's just all this network cable. That's it. Oh, they're flex devices, right? Yeah, I'm flexified. Okay, good. Well, since they're all flex, they should be marry up and getting up and go. Well, you're hearing it all. Oh, there you go. Good. And anything you throw at it works. Well, that's nice. Good. Running legal limit? What was that last question? Running a legal limit? I'm running about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you got to rekey it. It's about 1,200 watts, it looks like. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, plenty of headroom. Plenty of headroom. Yeah, I kept the dummy load that I got from Alpha. They offered when I bought the amp a tube or a dummy load, and the dummy load was beefcake and buried down here. I haven't seen it in 10 years. and but I've got it connected up here so I can switch to it, and it's very the amp does warm it up.
Oh yeah, how much would I put out when you crank it up?
About 2,200.
Oh, nice. Plenty of headroom then, so it should be real clean.
That's some power.
Yeah, maybe a little low, maybe a little more, but just cruising around 1,200 watts right here. I think that's plenty I need.
Oh yeah, actually that's plenty. That doesn't get through. I don't know what will.
And the horizontal delta loop does pretty good out in my field here.
Yeah, that 80 meter or 40?
Full wave 80 meters delta loop.
Yeah, don't seem to work well.
Well, I can sure tell the noise floor difference. I switched to it between a fan dipole and it's down a couple S units. W6JK.
Yeah, oh, that's the key, isn't it? Hearing the noise floor is low.
Well, you seem to be doing really good from Sacramento.
You're doing good here.
You're strong all the time.
And how much do you run, Chris? What kind of amp?
Oh, I run a bunch of junk here. AO80B, TS590S. Dipole is about 18 feet is all it is.
Well, I wouldn't call it junk. I would say the 590 is a starter rig now. Even though it's a good rig, it's not junk.
Oh, no, it's very good for what it is. It doesn't have all the fancy, pitch finder. But it doesn't do me any good anyhow, so.
Hey, refresh my memory on the 590 with the high and the low cut. How wide can you listen on receive?
5K.
Okay, so that's pretty good, though. I mean, that's still way better than most radios.
Oh, yeah, they could do it. And 3X mid only 3, but I have a set 3K and 100 low.
Right, so you can't transmit. What does it transmit? 2.9, 2.8?
It'll do 3.
Okay. I mean, I had a couple different 590s, but I wasn't really into the wideband, sideband, BSSB stuff, and I like listening out at least 4 to 6. But you know what's interesting, Chris, is the 440 is the only old Kenwood that lets you listen 6 wide. Because they did the filtering for AM, is they also allow you to select the filters for individual modes, including sideband for listening.
I know that. I had that 40 for years, and.
Wasn't that a great feature that no one ever talked about?
Yeah, I use it all the time.
Yeah, I did too. I'll tell you, I use it mobile, and I really like going wide. What are you running over there, Les?
Flex everything.
Flex it like 66?
67, the Tuner Genius, and the Power Genius.
Oh, you sound good? And I'm on an old 520 thick ring VFO skirt, one of the original 100 radios made from. Normally I run an 870 with a little bit of EQ, but I like this old radio, and I just have to go on frequency every now and then.
Well, the audio is very good.
It is very good. Processing, I assume.
I am using, are you guys ready? Sit down. You might want to write down this mic. I ordered this on eBay, and it's called Superstar.
Hey, I know what the sidekick is, but what's the star?
Superstar. An old hand mic, $20 on eBay, and it's pretty good for what it is, you know? I mean, it's not a Neumann, and it's not a,
KNTYF, KK17. KN6TYF, I forgot to say.
There's a wonderful ribs that are already cooked and coated in barbecue sauce called Lloyd's in the meat section of the supermarket, and they're wonderful. It's like a 2.5 package. It's a 2.5 pound package for $22, and they are just wonderful. I pull most of the sauce off it, and I put it on the barbecue. Well, it's better than making the house hot. See, I have 3 things outside. I have a smoker barbecue for wood. I have a griddle, a 4-burner griddle that's just fabulous for any other type of food you want to make. And I have a Monster Frigidaire stainless steel one that I use. And this evening I'm going to use that. I mean, the evening before yesterday, I made pasta. I made sauce, and I did that on the stove in the house. And forgot what we ate last night. We didn't eat last night. No, we had a little snacky pool. Oh, I remember. I had soup. Robin bought me those soups, at Costco. They have some great soups with noodles and stuff. And then Robin probably ate something. Nothing. Oh, yeah, women, But I had leftover pasta, and it was great. And tonight, I'm making rice in the rice cooker in the house. And I'm going to pull the ribs out of the blister pack. They're already cooked, mind you. They're gorgeous. I pull off almost all of the barbecue sauce, and I reinsert the barbecue sauce as I heat it up. And I got a little bark on it. I form a bark from putting it on the grill. Wait a second, you went to Olive Garden. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, because the Olive Garden has a wonderful salad. We love their salad and the breadsticks. And then we each get a meal, and then sometimes they have that too. They have a take-home like that. Oh, absolutely. And we enjoy it sometimes. The tour in Italy is very nice. Oh no. Was it gone for a while? Well, you know what? I have a confession to make. My noise went away a few days ago. Yeah, well, I hate that, but yeah, it went away by itself. I mean, they are building a new home across the street. The fellow that owned it passed away, Elton. He was an older gent. And it's on a few acres, and they're building a beautiful home there, and a casita and a big garage in the back and everything. and they might have had something plugged in that was bogus. There's land available in San Francisco. Oh. It's probably very expensive. Is your property on a mountain or a hill, so to speak? If you don't put your car in, if you don't put your parking brake on or in park, it'll roll down the hill? Wow. So when you walk home or you walk around, you're always either walking uphill or downhill, correct? Gotcha. Is your home attached on both sides? Gotcha. You hear people next door? Can you see the Golden Gate Bridge from your house? Can you see the water from your house? When you wake up in the morning, sometimes you get fog rolling in from the water. Do you smell the salt air? Gotcha. Places to put things? Can you put an RV gate and pull something in? Gotcha. How many story home? Oh, you have a basement or no? But we have them out here because we have no frost line, so they don't really build them. And now they build them to just give you more room. Wow. Yeah, let's go. Okay, I'm locked in. KK7 TV. we had a hot day too. It's 106 still, and it's 6:01, and well, it's the same time you are. And 18% humidity, which is kind of it's kind of muggy. I mean, usually we have 8% humidity, 10% humidity, but we had up to 30% today, which is kind of muggy. Wait a second, you said it's 40 degrees there now? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, the house always has high humidity. I'm 81 degrees in this room at 38%, and I'm a little chilly. No, we have monster AC. Well, you hear them. One day he said, Randy, I'm sorry to tell you that you have an AC hum, and then I told you it was my AC unit.
Yeah. I just moved the low cut up to 80 hertz, and it cuts out the hum.
Oh, you mean from me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I'm at 0 to 5,000.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. You know, I was looking at the air quality map. It's like really bad here today. I wonder, I know they've got those fires going on, so I wonder if the wind shifted south, or maybe we just got local smog.
Well, you're a little bit smoggy there, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, usually we got that onshore flow, which keeps it all nice, you know.
Excuse me 1 second, I have a phone call.
Yeah, you bet.
Q and I, John.
What's up, Ray? How's Medford?
Well, we're smoke-free, but if you look at the windy.com and you look at the air quality and go to the parts per million 2.5, right? You will see your problem.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Oh, can you take it back, please? Because you sent it all down here, and it's bad.
No, man. We've been choking for 2 weeks, and it's been horrible up here. In fact, it's just really brutal fires, and they don't. I don't see them putting. Well, they're shooting off the jets to them and trying to bomb them, but not enough.
Yeah, I copy. It's always unfortunate when, fire is a fact of life, but all the way down, man, you could just draw a straight line from the fires into the bay, even into the Central Valley, and sometimes it gets trapped there.
Yeah, right. So if you zoom out and go to northern Canada, check that out.
Okay, I'm doing it. It's loading.
Come on, man. You have gigabit.
I know it's really slow, though. And the past 2 days, I kept getting outages, man. At 1 in the morning or something, I'm trying to watch some videos to go to bed, and the stupid thing just kept cutting out. Oh yeah, I see it 200.
Yeah, that's no, it's more 550.
Ew. Yeah, I see that big old red spot.
Dark, big, burly black spot up there. Just click on it, and it'll give you the readout.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then you can drag it, right? And so if you just drag it all over the place, it'll vary, Oh, it goes up to 1,000.
Oh man, that's no good.
Yeah, that's Chokeville, man. I mean, you can't live in that. You'll die.
Oh, yeah, I see like 600. Ooh.
I'm on a spot where it goes to 1,029. It's like insane.
Yeah, I feel bad. Feel bad.
We woke up to smoke here in North Reno this morning from up north. K6JR, howdy.
Hey, JR.
Hey, JR.
Greetings.
Yeah, smoke for everybody, yeah.
Yeah, we got 4 miles an hour coming right out of the north.
Smoke for you, smoke for you, smoke for you.
Yeah, your smoke isn't that heavy there, JR. It's not that bad.
Wow. I'm gonna pick up the phone.